Okay, this video is show you how to build a basic rocket fin. Okay, I want you to research your fin design, and I want you to think about what the root and the leading edge of your fin are going to look like, how they're going to fit against your rocket. I'm right now using AutoCAD, and I just use the line tool here. I have a construction line layer up here, and I use the line tool to construct the basic lines you see here and draw them out. Literally draw these now. I do have a radius in here. I use that as a fillet. It's a 1.5 inch radial fillet that I drew in there. But I got my basic line shape. After you have the shape of what your fin looks like, I recommend that you group this together as a polyline because it's going to cut a little cleaner, a little better on the laser cutter engraver. So I recommend you use the command pedit, P-E-D-I-T, pedit. We're going to select what we want in our polyline. So we're going to do multiples here and click, select everything that we want, say enter. Now because I have this radial feature in here, it says do you want to include those in? Yes, I do. And I'm going to join this together. So it's going to say join. And the fuzz distance, if there's any kind of gap, what kind of distance do we want to close off? We don't have any gap here. Everything needs to be closed together. So our fuzz distance is 0. Just say enter, and then I hit escape, and I'm out of the command. Now notice, it is no longer a group of lines, but it is one single entity. Take this entity, copy it multiple times, however many fins you want, and then set that up on a piece of stock. So I have used the copy command, and I've made several options over here as I sat here and played around with an arrangement that I wanted. And let's say I wanted a 4-fin pattern. So I might take these 4-fin patterns, I rotated these, use the mirror command on these guys, and perhaps I'm just going to move this up onto my stock. I'm cutting these fins out of a 3-inch balsa, so 3-inch by 18-inch piece. I want to make sure that I can do this with as limited scrap or waste as possible. So that's one way that we can set up our design. You want to look at the most efficient layout for your fin pattern. I don't know that this is the best or most efficient. Obviously, I placed the one up here earlier. You can see it is still single entity lines. I recommend again that you group these together. So using AutoCAD, make your fin pattern, and then either export this as a PDF or save this as a DXF file, and then bring that in. So I'll just show you to save as a DXF. Come up here to the AutoCAD. You're going to do save as. This is other formats. Okay, and since we're going to the laser, again, it would take the PDF if we did it that way, but we'll also do a DXF, and we can preserve everything that way. So save it in your folder, your students folder, and give it a name. So I'm going to call this demo. I'm going to overwrite the file I have there. Yes, I'm going to replace that. But I would need to make sure that I select that as a DXF file format. So I had already had a DXF in there, and I just overwrote the existing one that was there. This is one way to create your rocket fins. You can also create it in Retina Engrave. Stick to it in a minute. Okay, here's the second way that you can create your rocket fins. We showed you in AutoCAD, Autodesk AutoCAD. Here you can do it straight on the Retina Engrave interface screen. You're going to need to make sure that the laser is on. You have gone through the IP setup. That the IP is in place. Open up and create a new project, and perhaps you want to name your new project. Just call it fins, call it your name, what you want to call it is out there. So we put our project name there. Then you want to take the shape tool. Keep in mind we are looking at the whole screen, all 36 inches going across here, so you may want to zoom this in a little bit by using this little plus arrow up here, and zoom in. Get a little bit closer to the project. Take the hand tool and pan your way across as you're looking at the screen up top here. I could design from the upper corner if that helps you, or you can use one of the grid squares. We're going to start out here. I'm actually going to use a triangle. I'm going to start by drawing a triangle. And using the triangle tool, click and hold, and just simply pull out to create the shape of that triangle that I want. Now, out here are the sizes of your triangle. I did it right on. I did a 1/2 inch height triangle. That's what I was looking for. And the width for what I'm going to do, that helps dictate kind of the angle that you might get in there. If you want, if I make this a steeper 1.9, for example, width, my angle really stretches out. Well, that's 9. It really stretches out that way. But 1.9, put our numlock on there. 1.9, enter. Okay, and I got a little bit more of an angle that way. Now I'm going to use that triangle as the basis for a rectangle, and what I'm going to do is merge these two shapes together. You really don't have to be perfectly lined up as you're drawing this. My rectangle here, I need my height of my rectangle to be 1.5, and the length of my rectangle, let's say I make this 2.5 long. 2.5, there's the length of my rectangle. I'm going to align these two objects by holding the Shift key down and selecting my triangle. They're both selected now. Using the alignment tools up here, I can align these to the center. They're both aligned. Now that they're both aligned, I'm going to merge them together. Using this Create Compound, I have the ability to subtract shapes, to just subtract where they intersect, subtract differences, or what I'm going to do is union them. Combine them together, now they are one shape. Okay, so my fin will look like this. Okay, and I might lead this as my root edge. Here's my leading edge, and then I have this as the outside bevel piece of it. All right, now I need 3 of these fins for my design. Maybe you need 4 of these fins in terms of what you want to do. I could set my vector settings down here and just cut the one and move down my part, or I could set up all 3 of them at the same time. So what I'll do is set that for all 3 at the same time. I'm just going to copy these by selecting that, do a Windows copy, Control C, and a Control V. Okay, and now this new block that came out can be should be able to select and move into position as if I were aligning my stock or setting the stock up. Now what you can do with this is an entity just like this is an entity, so we can align those as well. So if I hold the Control key down, should be able to, Shift key. I got them both selected, and we're going to align those in center. Now those are lined up. Between the 2 of them, they're both selected. It's 3.2 overall height. So I know I have a 3-inch stock that I'm working with. I want to be careful on the overall height there as I mesh them together. Perhaps I want these just to, maybe I want to just move this a little bit more. And if you need to, you can zoom in on the object as you, and then hold your mouse wheel down to pan the object, and you can align this up so it's sharing. Now when you're drawing this, you could plan this whole thing out where really this is just one cut if you want to do it that way too. So I got those set up. Maybe I'd copy that same thing and put another group over here. But basically I'm ready. I could even mirror those guys, I think. If we take this right here, and I'm going to use the mirror tool. Oops, nope, that just flips it. Sorry. But if I copy that, let's go back. We'll flip it again. I do Control C and Control V. Take my new group here, shift it this way. I'm going to align it. I'll hold my Shift key down and align it with this, and we're going to align them into my horizontal center. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I forgot to group those guys together, so I'm going to Control Z that. If I wanted to do that, I'd have to group these guys to align them horizontal, or you can manually do that. What I was basically trying to show you is this new piece that's pasted out here. I select this, and I select that guy right there, I can use this flip tool, okay, and we can just turn them around. And now if I'm real particular here, I should be able to move that group down and align it up big enough to fit my job setting. Now, just to kind of, let's come out just a little so you see my fin layout. If I had 3 inches of material, I got 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares, and fit there. We could drive the laser to this, or we could move this to the laser. So if I go and fit this on the board, and you can look when the laser is on, you will see a little dot where it is. And you can drive that laser out and set it up as a reference point. So my job's here. I can move this to where the laser is. I can move the laser to where it is, run my perimeter. This is so important that you save this as a project after you set your vector standards in here. You make sure you name your project, and you put a project name in here because that is what you're going to export. So I just called this fin, F-I-N, and then later on I'll export that out. So that's using Retina Engrave to create your fins, or you can use AutoCAD to create your fins, whichever one works best for you.